Welcome back to Wake Up Epic, and we're looking at waking up a vitality. So how fun is that? If you've got purpose, contribution, impact, service as a priority in your life in any way, with your work, with your life, with your health, with your relationships, this will be really relevant. Now, the 58th hexagram is what we're looking at. We're going to use UZAZU to embody the hexagram as two trigrams. There's a bottom trigram and a top trigram, and we're using UZAZU to do that. We're using gene keys to help narrow down the themes, and the themes being dissatisfaction if we're in the shadow realm of it, vitality if we're in the gift of it, the gift of the 58th hexagram, and bliss as the city or the sort of the result in a way. So how do we do this? Well, in epic workouts and wake up epics, we look at how to use movement, exercise, embodiment to wrap around these themes, to embody these themes so that you can have a lot more ease and discover it for yourself. Because it's one thing to read other people's points of views about it, and it's helpful. And it's another thing to start living it and discovering what shows up. And that's what I'm inviting you to do here. My name is Alex Iglesias, by the way, if we haven't met. Let me know in the comments how you enjoy these videos. So we're going to start with the 58 by looking at the bottom trigram at the top, and it goes yang, yang, yin, which is to say forward, up, and narrow. In UZAZU, this is a position or a whole body-mind mode, a mode of being that is called channel, and it represents purposeful contribution or joyful contribution. Imagine you wake up in the morning, you're like, what am I going to do today? Who can I serve? What can I be up to? There's a moving forward into the world, bringing what you have forward in an active way. It doesn't have to be forceful, but it's active as opposed to receiving and receptive. And there's a certain amount of focus to it. It's not, let me market everything. It's, let me market this one thing. It's eat that frog before you get distracted. It's do your one thing. It's atomic habits, small steps. So we're going to start with the bottom trigram in this place of joyful contribution, purposeful contribution. That's the starting place. So the bottom trigram sort of represents, hey, where are you? Well, I'm in this state of contribution. Where are you going? That's the top trigram. So we're starting in channel, but with 58, we're actually going to channel also. So we're starting in one mode and we're ending in the same mode. What's special and unique and sort of fun to play with when you've got a hexagram that's made of two of the same trigrams is you really get to refine it. So what is it to refine? Forward, up, and narrow, and then more forward, up, narrow. Think about the embodied experience of being in the world, active, and focused on something. And as you spend time with it, your intent, your whole being is about taking it further, rising with it more, evolving you as you evolve it, and distilling the niche, distilling the essence, distilling the impact, having more and more skill and mastery. So we're in purposeful contribution and we're moving towards more mastery of the same. How can we look at that with pure exercise? Well, one way to think about it is you do 2 sets of an exercise. So let's say you're doing a warrior 1. Put 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, turn your back foot out a little bit, bend your front knee. You're in a warrior 1 type of a stance. You can take your arms up also. So that first stage of it, the first round would be, let me get in it with a sense of purpose. Feel it out. Notice what it's like. Notice any imbalances. Notice what's tight, right? You step into it with some consciousness and you feel and you notice. Then you come out of it for a moment. And in that, you get to sort of notice what it was like and reflect on it briefly. Now step back into it. Same foot forward, same foot back, turned out, arms up. But now it's not the first time of the day. Now you're basing this experience on the learning from the past experience. So what adjustments do you need to make? What refinements can you make? How's your awareness grown? In that more refined purposefulness, is there a bit more life? Is it more enjoyable, more fun, more interesting? So something happens when you start with a sense of purpose, take a moment to reflect on it, and you dive back in a second round, a third iteration, fourth iteration. The bliss of it, the excitement of it, the delight of it starts to get to show up in your experience. That first time, as a friend and colleague, Scott Mills says, the first draft is for you, right? So we come into whatever you're doing, first draft, you're hoping to just survive it. Second draft, second time, gives you opportunity to start thriving. So we've got vitality showing up if we start to approach your exercise and anything else that you're doing with a sense of step into it with purpose and then let it refine, go further, a little more active, a little more into the world. A couple exercises you can play with: push-ups, squats, lunges, pulls, rows. Any of those, let's imagine we were to do squats, and you can do this on your own and get back to me and tell me how it goes. You try a few squats to whatever depth feels right, with or without weight. Pause for a moment. Let your whole body show you how to make it a little bit better, and then do it again. Most of the time, it'll automatically feel a little bit stronger, feel a little bit more congruent. If all you did was one round to the end, till max, till you got exhausted, you wouldn't feel like that was awesome and satisfied. I mean, you might feel exhausted and there's a certain satisfaction with that. But to really feel like you got the most out of it, we want to take a few rounds, a few iterations, a few edits. Hopefully this is making sense. We're going to finish today's practice. I'm not going to walk you through a workout anymore. Not in today anyway. We'll finish this practice by touching on the dissatisfaction and seeing what it's like to flow into a little bit of bliss. What we want to do is combine these movements, these experiences, this mind-body spaces with the choice, with the intention, with the word. And word can open things up for you very much. So think about what your goals are for 2021, or project that you've wanted more flow with. It could be in your body. Would you like to be stronger, fitter, leaner, less pain? It could be relationships, more intimacy, a new relationship, more fun, something different. Because it's something to do with work, more income, more scale, more fun, more outreach, more simplification. So pick something and step in the channel, and let's go right into dissatisfaction. How much shadow is there for you when it comes to dissatisfaction? I'll turn it to the side just so you can get a little more of a sense of the posture, the physicality of it. From neutral, forward, up, narrow focus. Helps you get a sense of doing, both in a feminine way and a masculine way. You can play with that. So how much dissatisfaction is still running in your system? Time to let it go. Now, there's a number of ways we can process or heal past and step into more creative space in the present. For right now, I want you to just let the movement start to dominate. So a little less mind, a little more, how's the body want to feel with this movement? By letting this be a bit more body-mind rather than mind-body, you start to access a whole lot more wisdom. That can start to show up as insights, or in today's case, vitality. So you've already got this project in the background of your awareness. We touched on places where there's dissatisfaction. And as you soften the effort here, find a balance between doing it and receiving it, finding your own flow with it, can you start to imagine what vitality is possible and even believe it? More vitality, the gifts of vitality are possible. And what would it be like for you to have the gifts, enjoy the gifts of vitality in your project? And that's where we want to explore. And that's your job, to do this alchemy and see where it takes you. To play with bliss, I'll leave this for you. Keep softening this, less and less mind, less and less control, more and more just see where it wants to go. And feel free to use the space you've got in your space. Take this on a little walk in your house, in your apartment, because channel is very much about forward, up, and narrow. And you just keep taking that on a walk. Really great exercise. Okay, so this has been a Wake Up Epic for contribution, doubled down on purposeful contribution, or in other words, vitality. And like Joseph Campbell says, follow your bliss. So how cool is that? The last thing I'll say is, from a human design perspective, the 58 is connected to our root. So there's a strong sense of doing to this energy. And isn't that cool? We really saw that with giving the 58 life through channel and channel. So let me know how this goes for you. Play with it for a few days, whether you've got the 58th in your human design chart or your Gene Keys profile, or you're just exploring it because it's alive right now, or you're wanting more contribution and purpose in the next bit of time, months, weeks, years. Let me know how it goes. I wish you a great journey with it. I'm Alex Iglesia. I'll post a few more videos here for you to explore. Thanks for being epic.